Hi, I'm Nate. My beautiful wife Rachel and I decided to take a spontaneous trip to Mexico during the pandemic.
Join along as we share our travel, experiences, budget, and a few tips we learned from our trip to Cancun.
But first, let's take it back to where it all started.
Colorful Colorado. We hit a bit of a snowstorm in the mountains on the way to Denver. Our best friend Haley was gracious enough to let us stay the night at her place so we could catch our early flight.
Haley, we can't thank you enough for letting us stay at your place at such short notice. The next morning, we woke up to some kisses from our sweet niece Ella, said goodbye to Haley, and hopped in an Uber to the airport.
Our tickets were around $400 for both of us, and the flight was about 4 hours long. Before landing in Mexico, we flew over Scorpion Reef. It's a national park that surrounds a small group of islands and is the largest reef in the southern Gulf of Mexico.
We stayed at the Villas Marlin condos in Cancun and booked it through Airbnb. We spent about a total of $550 for 8 nights, and our host Rosina was amazing. She was incredibly accommodating throughout our trip and gave us a ton of advice for getting around town. We'll leave a link to our Airbnb in the video description if you want to check that out.
Just a short walk from our room, we had access to 3 different pools and had a private section of the beach.
Living in Colorado, we obviously don't have access to a beach, so beach time was a priority. The waves were pretty big, and the beach warning flag was set to red the majority of our trip, which advised against swimming. There was a lifeguard staff just in case things got messy, and we didn't let it stop us from enjoying our time on the beach.
We love looking for shells, so we spent a lot of the time digging through the sand in search of the ultimate conch.
From our research, we read that Isla Mujeres was a must when visiting Cancun. We hopped on the bus, located right outside of our condo, and rode it to the ferry terminal at Playa Tortuga. The bus costed 12 pesos, which is equivalent to about 60 US cents.
We were greeted at the ferry terminal by a couple of very helpful gentlemen who sold us our tickets. It cost us $21 round trip per person. The ferry ride was about 30 minutes and the staff kept us entertained with fun musical performances.
We were encouraged to rent a golf cart for our day on the island because of the amount of activities we wanted to do. So, we said yes. The golf cart rental was a total of $40 US for the whole day.
Our first stop on the island was Punta Sur, offering breathtaking views of the Caribbean, a lighthouse, and the temple of the Mayan moon goddess. It is said that the Mayan women would travel here for fertility and healing rituals. The cost was roughly $1.50 per person and worth every penny.
Next on our visit to the island was a stop at the local cemetery. It is said that this is the burial location of a renowned pirate, but unfortunately we weren't able to locate which was his.
We then headed to the Sea Turtle Sanctuary and Rehabilitation Center. We were able to see beautiful sea turtles of all shapes and sizes on their way to be released back into the wild. The cost to get in was about $2, and we highly recommend this if you plan to visit.
Isla Mujeres was one of our favorite experiences from the whole trip. There is so much to see and experience. The only advice we would have if you plan to visit is to bring plenty of sunscreen and water.
To save money on our trip, we frequently visited the local grocery store and made our own meals. Our condo was conveniently located across the street and was equipped with a stove and a microwave. It had all the essentials for cooking.
We booked an excursion through TripAdvisor that consisted of a visit to Chichen Itza, cenote to swim, and a stop at the town of Valladolid. The bus ride was about 3 hours and they picked us up at our condo.
Chichen Itza is a must if you plan to visit this area of Mexico. These Mayan ruins are breathtaking, and we still can't believe how incredibly smart the Mayans were way back when.
We were provided a buffet-style lunch at the cenote, but unfortunately, it was raining when we arrived, so the camera equipment had to stay in the bus. Final stop on the day-long excursion was Valladolid, a beautiful city built in the mid-1500s that is home to the Cathedral of San Gervasio.
We spent our time here walking the streets, shopping, and of course indulging in some authentic street corn.
The last days of our trip were spent on the beach and by the pool at our condo. Due to the pandemic, we were also required to get tested for COVID before returning to the States.
Thank you so much for watching our video and would really appreciate it if you like and subscribe to our channel. We are currently turning a school bus into our tiny home on wheels to travel North America, so stay tuned!